Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Come help me sing. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. You know, this is a very special Shabbat. You know, we have a lot of Jewish holidays. And this is one of them. We have another one coming up this evening, which is Sukkot. And I'll tell you more about Sukkot as the service moves on. But when we light the candles today, we're going to say the blessing not only for Shabbat, but also for Yom Tov, for Sukkot. Okay? So, we light these candles, and as we light, we begin the holiday. Let's take in the light to light our way through dark times. We remember this light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat v'Yom Tov. Here they are, lighting our way for another week. Let's bring on the angels. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bless us in peace. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu. These are messengers of the Most High who are coming to bring us peace and be with us together on Shabbat. Of course, the angels, you know, they're always here. They're around. They're around, and if you look for them, you'll find them. If you look today, you'll find a messenger who's bringing you a message of care and love. And let's welcome the bride. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamo v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem tiferet v'litchila, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. I've been thinking about this word. We say penei Shabbat. Come, lecha dodi, come my beloved, to likrat kala, to welcome the bride. Penei Shabbat, facing Shabbat, facing, like it's not just an atmosphere around us, just not a sense of Shabbat, but Shabbat is there present, looking at us in the eye and saying, come with me, come dance with me. Penei Shabbat Nikabla. Let's greet her. Let's greet her face to face. And let's remember our beautiful psalm. The righteous shall flourish like palms. The righteous people grow tall like cedars in Lebanon, rooted in the courtyards of our God. They shall bear fruit, still fleshy and fresh in old age, proclaiming that Adonai is just, our rock, in whom there is no wrong. We're going to talk more about that rock. Tzadikata Yifrach Ke'erez Bavanon Yizkei Shetulim Bevet Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvon B'Seva Deshenim Rananim Yiyu Lechagid Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri Velo Havlatabo. Well, this week I want to talk with you a little bit about Sukkot. You know, we've come through welcoming the new year with high hopes, we wish for sweetness, is why we dip the apples in honey. And then we come 10 days later to Yom Kippur, where we examine ourselves and figure out what we can do a little better, what we're sorry for, what we've done in the past year, what we can do better. And when we do our work, God forgives us, gives us a clean slate. And then we come to Sukkot. Sukkot, where we build a little flimsy structure, a little shade in the desert, with a roof that is just branches laid over some poles to make some shade. And we're supposed to make it in a way that we can look up through the branches and see the stars. And there we are, out in the desert, with nothing to protect us except this little flimsy structure with branches on top to create some shade to protect us from the sun. And it's a time of year when finally we can rest. The crops have been planted, they've been harvested, and the sun has that golden glow to it. And it's a time of year where we realize that the only thing we have to depend on for sure is God. God's goodwill for us, God's love for us, God who wants to love us and keep us close. And it's said that the people Israel became a people in the desert when they were struggling, when they had no material possessions, and they had to depend on each other. And then they realized that ultimately the only thing making a shelter over us for real is God. We can buy things, we can have lots of books, and surround ourselves with all these things thinking we're making a fortress to keep us safe. But in the end, it's really what we owe our lives to, what we owe our gratitude to, what we owe any abundance that we have. We owe this thankfulness to God. And so when the holiday of Sukkot comes, ideally we get to sit in the sukkah. And maybe some can and maybe not this year, because we're having such a different kind of year. But we can still imagine what it's like to be sitting in the sukkah and feeling our closeness to God, because that's when the Israelite people were the closest to God. Before they got into the promised land, when they were still out in the desert, that's when we had the closest relationship. And sometimes maybe you can think about a time in your life when things were kind of touch and go. And often those are the times where we feel more free and inspired to pray and less self-conscious about it. And when we can feel our own closeness to God. And that's what I'm wishing for you this year, for this Sukkot. That to realize there is someone, if you can call God a someone, but there is something, some presence that is protecting us. Let's sing. Oh, say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Peace for us and everyone on earth. Ve'imeru, and we say, Amen. There's also a song I want to share with you that comes from Sukkot that says, you will celebrate the holiday in joy and nothing but joy. ושמחת בחגיך וחיית אך שמח ושמחת בחגיך וחיית אך שמח la 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 ושמחת בחגיך וחיית אך שמח ושמחת בחגיך וחיית אך שמח. Nothing but joy. This is a holiday of pure joy. That's what I'm wishing for you, pure joy. In our joy and our fullness, let's sing a blessing to those in need of healing. Let's remember all those people who are ill in their heart, sick in their heart, sick in their body, sick in their soul and their mind, and people suffering with the fires. Let's sing this healing to them, and of course, please feel free to mention out loud the name of somebody that you are concerned about who might need healing. מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו, may the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. You know, another very special thing we do on Sukkot is we invite the ancestors into our sukkah to sit with us. We invite guests, and those guests may be people who have died, but they were people that we love, and we invite their presence in to be with us on Sukkot. And I'd like you to think of people that you might be saying Kaddish for now, someone who died recently or somebody in years past. And we'll commemorate them now, and we'll invite them into our little sukkah that we're having right now, okay? So say their names. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei בחיי חון וביומי חון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קרי ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן ביומה ואמרו אמן. You know, I forgot the words. Hang on a minute. Oseh shalom bimromav, huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Those last words, you know, most of the Kaddish is in Aramaic, which I don't understand as well as I understand Hebrew. But those last words are in Hebrew, and we know those words, right? Oseh shalom, make peace. Oseh shalom bimromav, a great peace. Hu ya'aseh shalom, the one who makes peace, the one who has the power to make peace. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, on us and on all of Israel, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, and all the people on earth. We all need peace. And then we say, ve'imru amen. Okay. Let's lift up our cup for our festive meal that I hope you're having for Shabbat and Sukkot, to commemorate Sukkot. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. L'chaim, l'chaim. And before each meal, bread is what makes the meal in Judaism. You gotta have bread at the meal. We give thanks, not for bread specifically in this blessing, but for the one who brings forth sustenance from the earth, which is miraculous. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. So my friends, I'm wishing you joy on this holiday. It lasts for 8 days, so we get to be joyous for 8 days. It doesn't improve anything if you don't let yourself feel joy. It's okay to feel joy. It's good. It's good for us. It's good for the world. So feel your joy. Practice feeling your joy. Notice when you feel joyous about anything. And I'll see you next week. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.